Well, it was not good to see, to say the least. It's unacceptable. It's just, you're just so disappointed that such an incident is then going to take over all the headlines from what was a great game, and his reputation for controversy continues to increase when, he can be such a good player, one of the world's best. So it is a real, it's a real dilemma now.
As head of the Players' Union, Gordon, does it sadden you when you see things like this on the football pitch?
Yes, it does, very much so. An incident like that on a fellow professional, it's just uncalled for. It's just needed. It's just, it's not good. It's depressing, and it's such a shame for a player who's a really good footballer. But this is not the first time that such things have happened, and it's I don't know. It's a real difficult one for Liverpool, and of course the FA are going to have to deal with it.
You've played professional football. You represent members who play every week. You understand sometimes the red mist comes down, but biting is such an unusual event, really, in football, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's physical contact. Emotions run high, but no matter what, players these days have to be considered as role models for youngsters, and it's the worst possible example to set, really.
What do you think should happen next? Should Liverpool take action, or should they wait for the FA?
Well, it's really difficult for Liverpool. He is there. He's been one of their best players, and they're going to have to deal with it. They'll have an internal disciplinary procedure. It's been such an emotive day for them as well. So it was such a good game and a great comeback. But this will take all the headlines. It's not the first time, and people are going to have to stay cool, count to 10, and deal with it as objectively as possible.
Unfortunately, Gordon, he does have form, doesn't he? This happened when he was at Ajax as well, in his last game for Ajax before he joined Liverpool. Does that make it worse?
Well, it doesn't make it better, Claire. When things have happened before and repeated again, you begin to wonder, if he's going to learn the lesson, because when his football shines through, he's so highly regarded. So it's just a big shame.
What do you imagine the punishment might be? I mean, that incident at Ajax was a 7-match ban. Dylan Hartley, the rugby player, got 8-week ban when he was cited for biting in 2012. Do you imagine it's going to be something of that order?
It's not for me to say on that, Claire. As you know, the FA look to the disciplinary side of the game.
But would the PFA would support a punishment, would they?
Well, the PFA works with, same as the league managers, work with the FA to establish a procedure and the disciplinary rules, and there will be a panel looking at this, and it will be made up of people used to discipline in football and used to sanctions for similar incidents, hopefully very scarce in the past, and use those as guidelines.
Will the PFA be involved in any disciplinary, in terms of supporting the player or getting involved in that side of it?
I don't want to sort of move on to all those areas. The sad thing is they're two of our members again, and there's got to be respect for the game and respect for your colleagues and respect for the opposition. And I just want to say how disappointed I am, because this is a lad who's been in trouble before. It's football. If you just rely on his football, it's the same as I mentioned when he's one of the nominees for the Players' Player of the Year because of his football ability. Without the controversy there, you just feel he could be, just so much more highly regarded.
Well, that is a good point, Gordon. I mean, next Sunday is the big awards dinner for the Professional Footballers Association. He is one of the 6 to be nominated. Were he to win that, how does that leave your feeling about next Sunday night's awards dinner?
Sometimes we get put into all sorts of problems that we don't wish to be in, so we'll have to deal with it the same as we have to deal with every day and everybody else does. But I just felt really sorry. Such a big game, a big weekend. Hillsborough, of course, is remembered, and people involved with that who've passed away, and what's happened in Boston. You just want football to put a smile on everybody's faces, and then not to have all the headlines over such an incident when it was such a good game.
As you say, Gordon, a shame for football. Thank you for joining us this evening.